Hola, el alumnado de segundo ESO del Instituto Sierra Bermeja os vamos a presentar un proyecto que hemos realizado en inglés y en español sobre la historia de la península ibérica entre los siglos VIII y XV.
Hello! The second grade of secondary education students of Sierra Bermeja High School are going to present a project that we have made in English and in Spanish about the history of the Iberian Peninsula between the 18th and 15th century.
Esperamos que os guste. No olvidéis darle a like y suscribiros al canal Sierra Bermeja Tube.
We hope you like. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Sierra Bermeja Tube channel.
Segundo B, evolución de la península ibérica entre los siglos VIII al XV. Nos situamos en el siglo VIII. Al-Ándalus. ¿En qué periodo se encuentra Al-Ándalus entre los siglos VIII y X?
En el Emirato.
¿Y el Emirato se subdivide en varias etapas?
Sí, en el Emirato dependiente e independiente.
Vale. ¿Me podrías señalar el territorio que ocupa Al-Ándalus en este momento?
Toda la parte de Ibérica.
Vale. Portugal, ¿existes en este momento?
No.
Castilla, ¿existes en este momento?
Sí, pero por el nombre azul.
Vale. Navarra, ¿existe?
No.
¿Y Aragón, existe?
No.
Vale. ¿Alguien podría quitar la primera parte de arriba? Vale. Vale, continuamos. Hemos avanzado hasta los siglos X y XI. Al-Ándalus, ¿en qué momento estamos?
En el califato.
Vale, el califato es el momento de máximo esplendor, ¿verdad?
Sí.
¿Dónde tenemos la capital en este momento?
En Córdoba.
Vale. ¿Y qué significa que Al-Ándalus sea un califato en este momento?
O que es independiente, política y religiosa.
Vale. ¿Alguien me puede señalar el territorio que ocupa Al-Ándalus en ese momento? Todo lo verde. Vale. Portugal. Apareces por ahí por una esquinita, pero ¿eres Portugal ya?
No.
Entonces,
Pertenezco a León.
vale. Pertenecía a León. Perfecto. Castilla. ¿Qué ha pasado con ustedes?
Pues que en el siglo X se llama León y al ver que esta parte estaba poco protegida, crearon castillo y le pusieron en el siglo XI el nombre de Castilla.
Vale, perfecto. Navarra. ¿Te llamas ya Navarra?
No.
Entonces,
Pamplona.
¿y en qué siglo surge? ¿Siempre has tenido el territorio que aparece aquí en azul?
No, en el siglo XI como
Como
parte
ese
de
trozo.
Castilla.
Vale. Aragón, cuéntame. ¿Cuál es tu situación ahora mismo?
En el siglo X surgen los comunes catalanes.
¿Vale? ¿Y después?
En el siglo XI surge Aragón.
Vale. ¿Alguien puede retirar la siguiente parte? Vale. Perfecto. Vale. Al-Ándalus, coméntame cómo estamos entre los siglos XII y XIII. ¿Qué ha pasado aquí?
Que el califato se divide en pequeños reinos llamados taifas y se vuelven más débiles y avanzan los cristianos. Así que los reinos de taifa piden ayuda al norte de África y vienen a la península los almorávides y después los almohades.
Vale. Portugal, ¿qué ha pasado contigo en el siglo XII?
Que hemos conquistado, hemos bajado hasta el sur y ya pertenecemos a Portugal, nos hemos independizado.
Vale, muy bien. Castilla, ¿qué ha pasado con ustedes?
Que en el siglo XIII se unifica definitivamente Castilla y León.
Vale. Pamplona, ¿seguimos siendo Pamplona?
No.
¿Ahora cómo nos llamamos?
Navarra.
Vale. ¿Y Aragón, qué ha pasado con ustedes?
En el siglo XII se unifican los condados catalanes y Aragón avanza hacia el sur.
Vale, perfecto. ¿Alguien podría quitar la última parte? Vale, vamos allá. Al-Ándalus. ¿En qué periodo estamos entre los siglos XIII y XV, que es esto último que nos queda aquí?
En el reino nazarí.
¿Vale? ¿Por qué ha pasado eso?
Porque cae el reino de Taifa y solo existe de Granada hasta 1492.
Vale, muy bien. Portugal, ¿qué ha pasado contigo?
que hemos dejado de conquistar y hemos parado en el siglo XIII.
Vale. Castilla, ¿qué ha pasado con Castilla y León?
Que hasta el siglo XV avanza hacia el sur.
Vale. Navarra, ¿qué ha pasado con ustedes?
Que nos quedamos encajados en Castilla y León.
Vale, por eso no avanzan hacia el sur. ¿Y Aragón, qué ha pasado con ustedes?
Aragón sigue avanzando hacia el sur y en el siglo XIV termina su conquista.
The Iberian Peninsula between the 8th and 15th centuries. We are in the Iberian Peninsula at the beginning of the 8th century. Almost all the territory has been occupied by Muslims, who call it Al-Andalus. The first two stages of Al-Andalus are Dependent Emirate from 711 to 756 and Independent Emirate from 756 to 929. Al-Andalus, which territories did you occupy?
The green one.
What was the difference between the Dependent Emirate and the Independent Emirate?
In the first one, Al-Andalus was dependent on the master politically and religiously. In the second, Al-Andalus was dependent only religiously.
Who was Tariq?
A general of the Berbers who conquered the Iberian Peninsula.
Who was Abdurrahman I?
He was the leader who proclaimed Al-Andalus independent from Baghdad.
Castilla, what was the name of your kingdom in this period?
Asturias Kingdom.
Which territories did you occupy?
The yellow one.
Who was Pelayo?
He was the first king of Asturias and he stopped the expansion of Muslims to the north.
Who was Alfonso III?
The king who reconquered the north.
What is the next stage of Al-Andalus? Caliphate of Cordoba from 929 to 1031. Al-Andalus. Where was your capital city?
Córdoba.
Why was this period important?
Because it was the period of British cultural splendor.
Who was Abdurrahman III?
He was the first caliph of Córdoba.
Who was Al-Mansur?
He was a general who attacked Christians.
Who was Lugna de Cordoba?
She was a slave who worked as a poet and writer.
Castilla Kingdom. What was the name of your kingdom in this period?
Leon Kingdom.
What was Castilla?
It was a country inside Leon Kingdom.
Who was Fernan Gonzalez?
He made the country of Castilla independent from Leon.
Portugal. What territories did you occupy?
The red one.
Were you an independent kingdom?
No.
Inside which kingdom were you?
Leon Kingdom.
Navarra. What was the name of your kingdom in this period?
Pamplona Kingdom.
What territories did you occupy?
The blue one.
What territories did you encounter between the 11th and 12th centuries?
Castilla County and Aragon County.
Who was Sancho III?
A king of Pamplona who was the maximum splendor of the kingdom.
Aragon. What territories did you occupy?
The orange one.
What was the name of your eastern territories? What is the next stage of Al-Andalus? Taifa's kingdoms, Almoravids and Almohads from 1031 to 1238. Al-Andalus, what happened to your territory?
It was divided into 28 taifas or independent kingdoms.
To whom did you ask for help after the advance of the Christians?
To Almoravid and Almohad. They come from North Africa.
Castilla Kingdom, what was the name of your kingdom in this period?
Castilla Leon.
What happened to your territory?
It went to the south.
Who was Fernando I?
The first king of Castilla Leon.
Who was Urraca I?
The Queen of Leon. She was the first king in the state.
Portugal, were you an independent kingdom?
Yes.
From which kingdom have you become independent?
Leon Kingdom.
Who was Alfonso I?
He was the first king of Portugal and conquered Lisbon.
Navarra, what was the name of your kingdom in this period?
Navarra Kingdom.
Who was Garcia Sanchez III?
The king who was a huge part of Castilla.
Aragon, what happened to your territory?
It is spread to the south.
Who was Ramiro I?
The first king of Aragon.
Who were Petronila I and her husband Ramon Berenguer IV?
She was the Queen of Aragon and he was Count of a great part of Catalonia.
What is the last stage of Al-Andalus? The Nasrid Kingdom of Granada from 1238 to 1492. Al-Andalus, what happened to your territory?
It was reduced to instant Andalusia.
What was your name in this period?
Nasrid Kingdom of Granada.
Who was Boabdil?
He was the last king of Granada who gave the keys of the city Christian.
Castilla Kingdom. What happened to your territory?
It spread to the south.
Who was Alfonso X?
A king of Castilla who developed a great cultural world.
Who was Isabel I?
The Queen of Castilla who conquered the Nazarene Kingdom of Granada.
Portugal, what happened to your territory?
It freed to the sea.
Who was Inés de Castro?
She was the only queen in history crowned after her death.
Navarra, what happened to your territory?
It didn't split.
Who was Blanca I?
A queen of Navarra who also was queen of Sicily.
Aragon, what happened to your territory?
It spread to the south.
Who was the Fernando II?
He was the king who defeated Muslim